Peace. All right. Peace, peace, peace and blessings, everyone. This is Maurice with Friends of the Congo. And we have with us today our brother Akilimali. Akilimali, it's been, how you doing?
I'm fine. I'm fine. Thank you. We are doing
Good.
okay.
I think it's been about 2 weeks in the making, at least, right?
Yes,
Yes, yes. So that means we have a lot to catch
exactly.
up on. But before we even get started on everything, definitely on the part of Friends of the Congo, Friends of the Congo family team, um, send our sincerest condolences to the mamas at Yole in Bulengo, uh, some of the staff of Yole Africa who lost family members in the tragic accident from last week. So it has touched close to home for us, and certainly for you, Akili Mali, you being a member of the Yole Africa family. And just wanted to issue our condolences on the part of the Friends of the Congo team. And maybe we can start off there, just sharing what the sentiment is like uh, in Goma in general, and certainly with the mamas and the staff in the Bulengo camp who've lost family members as a result of the tragic accident.
Yes. Goma in general is very sad. Goma is very sad. Every time we are hearing ambulance which are coming with body from the lake
Mm.
and to make it to the hospital here, and it's very sad to hear it every time and everywhere. If you are living near the road, you can even hear it even now in the night, and
Mm.
it's very sad, a very sad situation, because no one expected, and people were really afraid, because this from the closing of the road national number 2, this was the
Mhm.
only way to join the South Kivu,
Mhm.
because there is no another way, and to join areas like Minova, and there are so many people from Goma which are not from that area, like
Mhm.
us, for example. Because, for example, personally, me, I'm from the same area where the situation happened. It's very sad. It's difficult for people, because you have around 10 or more deaths, and in many families, and
Mm.
difficult to know for people which on which ceremony will I go, on which family
Mm.
will I go to send to send the condolence, and it's very difficult. It's very difficult, and there are so many mamas in Goma,
Mhm.
especially, and in the camp of Butembo, of Bulengo, sorry, which did the business, the small business of selling food, like bananas, like
Mhm.
bread, like so things, and small things which are very important and very interesting, to make the life quite better for people in those area, and also in Goma, in those area, from for some industrial product like sugar, like
Mhm.
soap, like other things, and to the town they are always coming with agriculture product, like
Mhm.
bananas, as I said, like some juice, like some fruit, and um, it's very sad, and people are really afraid about what really happened, and it's very, very, very dark, and the dark is more seeing in the Bulengo camp, as you asked, because in the Bulengo camp we have so many people which have the habit to use that road to looking for some agriculture product. We have also
Mm-hmm.
some IDPs which were looking for they are looking for another road to try to get some compound there, because there are also some IDPs in Goma, in Bulengo, and in other camps which are going there, and because we have only the camps in those around, and it's only that area which can be accessible by the lake, and they had
Mm-hmm.
to go there, and it's really sad and unbelievable for many people, and like unimaginable for
Mm-hmm.
for 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 people, and for many actors, and it's making people to be in hurry against the government, and against the state of siege.
Mm-hmm.
Well, for example, from that time until today, every day from that time, every day in area near Kituku, the boundary of Kituku, we have
Mm-hmm.
every day a demonstration of people, because they are against. Sometimes they are against the coming of the authorities from Kinshasa, which are not coming to solve problem and are always coming to participate on death without solving the
Right.
problem. They are
Right.
against the international community, which is really supporting other country, and also they are against with some methodology. Like today, there are some family which decide to say that they are not good. It's not good for people who live in Buzi or in Minova, in those villages where they were born, and they were coming here only to do their business, and the government decide to do the funeral here in Goma, and they they are not good with that, and they need to help their body, and every family to organize itself.
Mm-hmm.
It means the situation is really bad, and at the same time, today. Yesterday, sorry, the government, the parliament, the National Assembly here in Congo, decide to give 15 days again to the state of siege,
So
which is a
they
military
extended the state of
administration.
siege. Mm-hmm.
Yes, exactly,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and the situation is really sad, really bad, and people is not really like what is going on here.
Mm. And I know we jumped right in Akilimali, maybe because it's such a uh, just a tragic uh, issue and accident. Maybe you can just give a backdrop of what happened, just for people who may not have been following and not aware of the boat accident and the capsizing of the ship. Maybe you can just, or of the ferry rather. Maybe you can just give a background as to what happened last week. Share with folks.
Thank you so much. Uh, Last weekend, in the morning, there is a ship, a boat, which were coming from Minova in the Calais territory, and inside officially it were around 47 people officially in the
Mm-hmm.
government papers, and unofficially it were more than 5,000 500, sorry, than 500, and some people are saying it's 528 people which were inside, and that ship, that boat coming from Minova, and came here to Goma. Unfortunately, at around 700 meter near the ground of Goma, that boy
Mm-hmm.
didn't finally join, and disappeared in the lake with so many people inside, and with many merchandise, and that ship itself. This is synthetically what really happened, and which makes death here in DRC, and in Goma and Calais especially.
Mm, mm. And anything official from the government, either the provincial government or the national government? I'm saying provincial. Really, it's the military that's overseeing everything in the Kivu. So, what is the government saying?
So the first person to discuss, to say something about it, is the Minister of Justice, Constance Mutamba, the National Minister of Justice, which
The new
asked
the new minister.
yes, exactly, which
Hmm.
asked to the government, to the justice, to do some investigation, and to make sure that actors which participate in that killings, in those in this catastrophe, should be arrested and respond to the justice. The
Hmm.
second one is Jean-Pierre Bemba Gombo, which is the minister, national minister of transport, and which tell to the provincial minister and provincial division of transport to put out all authorities of Minova, and to make investigation, to make sure that all actors also will be arrested. And he said that he suspended all travel in the lake in the night.
Oh,
He said
really?
around 6, yes, in the night, that there is no any ship which will travel in the Lake Kivu in the night. It will be only during the day. And another thing, he said that every 6 months, every ship should be controlled technically, and every ship which will be in the lake, we should have the assurance that they that ship has all document, and has the authorization to have access. Another thing he asked is, I don't know really the word in English, but you should help me. Maurice, gilet de sauvetage. It means those clothes they are putting.
Life jackets. Life jackets.
Exactly, life jacket,
Yeah.
and he say that, but we don't know really if it will be respected, because it's not the same. It's not the first time for the Lac Kivu to have a kind of drama like this, and it's
Hmm.
always the same PR with the same decision, but with
Right.
no really changement on the ground. And
Yeah.
about that, on the provincial, the presidency, because Felix Sekedi until yesterday, still in France, where he participated in a meeting of Francophonie. The French countries, he didn't say anything, but it's only
Mm.
his spokesperson, which his office with the communication department, which
Hmm.
write a PR to say that it's difficult, and they are sending condolences to those families, and they will do whatever they want, whatever they can to help
Hmm.
those family. And the national minister of communication, which say that it will be
Is
that
that
a
Patrick
delegation.
Muyaya?
Yes, Patrick Muyaya, which say that a delegation will come here in Goma to try to help the provincial government, the military provincial government. And the first minister was the minister of social affairs, which
Hmm.
arrived here, but she had a lot of difficulties to speak with family first of all, and after hours, finally, there are some families which she discussed with them. She promised that they will have some help, and and whatever with the government. On the professional, on the provincial, on the provincial level, the government in North Kivu, only the vice governor, the deputy governor military of North Kivu, General Lekuka, said that it were only for him, it were only on his first statement, and there is no another one after that. Until now, he said that they have only 23 bodies, 23 persons which were killed, and in that ship with water, and also around 50% which survived, and that they are trying to do their best to make sure that the road that person and family will be helped, and they will live in good condition.
No, you're giving. Thanks for that rundown of the government. How are the people responding? Are they even like? You mentioned they're protesting. What are the people saying? You know, especially in light of what the government is saying, and they've seen the government issue these statements, and after each tragedy, each accident, which Akilimali, in large part, is a product of the war that's being waged against Congolese people by Rwanda and its M23, which the Congolese government has not been able to address. Because when you talk about Goma, you're talking about a city that's trapped, for all intents and purposes, between the Rwandan military and the militia and Lake Kivu. Like, so what are folks saying just about the death trap, really, the terror trap in which Gomatricians find themselves today with a weak and ineffective government?
About that, I think the government, the local population here in Goma are really upset about this government and about the state of siege, and this is making people to be in hurry against the government and against the administration of Tshisekedi. The people is saying that first of all, the live vests, because we have around 1 year and a half. The president Tshisekedi himself was in Minova, was in Calais territory, sorry, and in Calais territory, it were recording another kind of boat which also disappeared in the lake, and at that time, the president Tshisekedi himself promised 5,000 vest life for people in Calais and neighborhood, so they can travel safely. But until now, there is no anyone of those vest life which were recorded, which were given to local population, which were given to boundaries or ships, to make sure that that people will travel safely in the Lake Kivu. This is the first thing, and many people are saying about it, and on social media, that video, because it were recorded, and is that video which is always on WhatsApp status, on Instagram, and on Facebook, in many groups that the president liars, and right now we have other problem right now, and this is very bad, and this president, it's not really efficient, and he can't be really able to solve our problem. We have to solve our problem by ourselves, and whatever. We have also another point about the government, is that the state of siege, which were supposed to give to military authorities the power in the province of North Kivu to make sure that the situation, the security situation will be good in the beginning of the state of siege, the M23 were only in 3 villages, and and right now they are controlling around 3 territories right now, and they are
Mhm.
in their hand, and Goma is surrounded by the M23. And if this kind of disaster happen, it's because the road, the national road number 2 from
Mhm.
Sake to Minova, which is always using by people for their merchandise and transport of human and product, is right
Mhm.
now closed because the M23 is controlling the village which called Shasha in that road, and this is not open. And so people are saying that the state of siege failed its mission, because the M23 is going forward. And today there is it it it's a parenthesis, but today the civilian society in near Walikale recorded fights between the M23 and some Wazalendo near Walikale territory, and this
Mhm.
is very, very dangerous. And people are saying that finally the government is not really doing nothing, including the government, the state of siege here in the North Kivu. And the last point, as I said, it's about families, because families are really waiting for the government to solve the problem, and to make that road to be open, because people in Goma, as you can know, we have around 2 million of people, of citizens here, and
Mhm.
around 1 million of IDPs around. It's around 3 million of people, and they have to have some food. And it's the latest way. The lake was the latest, um, I can't say safe, but the latest roads, the latest way under control of the Congolese government. And
Mhm.
on something like this happen, it means that people are really afraid. If they finally died with hunger here in Goma, because they will
Mhm.
not have food and whatever. And also is only that road which connected to other villages, which is not under control of the M23, because you have to know, with the border of Kasindi and Bunagana, North Kivu, and the town of Goma is a road of merchandise and so many industrial products, including
Mhm.
medicine, which are going to those villages. And right now, the civilian society in Calais territory is asking so many things, is asking so many questions to itself and to the government about what will be really the future after this situation, because the only way to connect the village to downtown is now under control, is now I can say under control of FARDC, but which is a Congolese army for those who don't know. But it's not now safe, and this is making people to be really afraid about what is going on and what will be exactly the future of the life right now and here.
Yeah, so in essence, Akilimali, you're saying the government is ineffective, the government is absent, and the strictures that they've put over the people, the state of siege, the martial law, which the reason they said they're putting it over is to secure the people. You're saying from 2 years ago, when the state of siege was instituted, all we've seen is the M23 expand its control over territory and really limit the expanse of the movement of people in Goma. Right? It's like Goma is being asphyxiated, uh, even as the state of siege has been imposed on people. So that's quite damning. And you're now mentioning the question of food security, people being cut off from getting access to food. We had a question about the capsizing of the boat. Is there some people are wondering, like, how could this happen? Is there any foul play? Do you think is there, or is it just a simple overcrowding because the main road has been cut off due to the war, and the authorities just allowed too many people to get on the boat? What is there any investigation into it, or anything that would indicate any form of foul play?
Yes, they say that and that's why local authorities are saying that it's very important to local people. Sorry, are saying that it's very important to investigate about it, because it's a failure of the boundary administration. This is the first responsible, because as you know, we have. As I said, we have 3 million of people, and they need to eat. They need to have food. They need to have many things from villages. And right now, they are trying to survive. And when this happened, it means we have small ships, and we have a lot of people trying to use those ships. You have also a lot of agriculture products which are trying with their sailors to cross the lake and to come to Goma. So
those Akilimali, those products are put on the ship, obviously.
Exactly.
So that helps to weigh down the ship as well. Take that into consideration.
Exactly. So the problem happened is that the administration of the boundary in Minova received some money, and when they receive some money, they are like seeing like they can't see. Like I said, officially they reported only 47 people in a ship where they have around 528 people inside. And
so the state authority reported 47, but in fact
yes,
there are more than 10 times that many people on the ship.
Not 10, more than 10, exactly. More than 10 times the number. And they are receiving some corruption from owner of those ships, because as much as they have more people inside, they have more money per travel. So when they have so many travel and with so many people, they will have more money inside. And this is the first thing which makes this disaster happen here in Goma and Minova. This is the first, but the second also is about the responsibility of owner of those ships, because no one, I'm saying no one, including owner and the technical team of the ships, have life vests with them, and this is really uncomfortable and unbelievable for people. And this is one which makes that so many people, because you saw this video, unfortunately our listeners can't watch it, but if I can say it's that if I can explain it, that it began to float around the in the water after going inside the water, and with life vests. So many people at the beginning could go out, and they could go. They could get the help, because, as I said, it's at around 700 meters from the ground, from the boundary of Kituku, and they could be really helpful. And the last thing is that the context, as I said, the context is that you have food which happened to a national road, and all those food and all those products and all those persons are only using boat which are not more than 5, and which is their official capacity is around 50 people, and the biggest can have 70 people. And
Mm.
you can imagine how difficult and how people are in need of that way, and to use it to use it to do their business, to do their to create their family, to create, because there are also some people which were trying at the end, because we are at the beginning of the I can say the work here in DRC. People are coming from their journey in villages, like
Mhm.
teachers at the university, at secondary school, even people, even humanitarians, and they are coming from their villages and are trying to come here in Goma and to begin the new year, like
The school
the
year. The
periods
school
of
year
work.
starting.
Yes,
Yeah.
the school year, exactly.
Right.
The
You know.
school year, and
Akilimali. Uh, in large part, what happened can be attributed to the war, and this is really one of the effects of the war. There's also a structural problem as well, because we work with the folks in the Basanja Coalition, and they're based in Kisangani, right, on the Congo River in around Alberta there, and Kilimali, on a regular basis, they're sending us information about boats being overcrowded and sinking on the Congo River. And even if people in the audience can try it, if you just do a Google
exactly,
search on boats sinking in the Congo, you'll see that every month leading up to this recent one, just about every month, a boat has sunk. In the Congo. So there is also this structural issue in terms of the colonial state that we talk about, how weak the Congo state is, how it's been, the country has been plundered, and resources are limited. And then you have on top of that how can I say, an elite that's just raping the country as well, right? Taking money that belongs to the people. So the war is one part of it, and then there's this colonial legacy of these local elites and the plunder of the country that makes it such that there isn't even decent infrastructure where people can travel on the roads, right? Where the only path for travel for a number of people, especially if they have large cargo, it's not like you're going to put your cargo on a truck, it's on the river, right? So they just, it brings to mind, the deep structural and systemic challenges that the Congo faces, that where you just mentioned Walikali, and the brush up that's taking place there. Walikali is known for its tin. That's an area where you get a lot of wolframite, and so just as you see the richness that's being sucked out of the country, and the people are left to fend for themselves. Uh, I know members of the Basanja Coalition, they're organizing on the front lines and they're mobilizing people. What is the movement building like in and around Goma, taking into consideration that people feel like they're left to their own devices? I know we've seen in terms of mutual aid, you sent a remarkable picture to me of this nurse who was displaced from his village, and he set up a tent where he was providing care and service. So, can you give us a sense of how people are responding, especially local population, the nurses and teachers who have been displaced, and how they're coming to each other's aid? People are not able to, they don't have Instagram accounts, so you're not able to see the work that they're doing, or they're not on Twitter or on social media. Can you give us a sense of just the remarkable mutual aid and assistance that's being provided to those in need in the absence of a state that really doesn't appear to, and a government that really doesn't appear to care about the people?
Yes, it's a big job, and it's an important thing which is really happening here, because it's a kind of understanding, and people are really trying to solve the problem by themselves, and to try to give a response. It's not big, but it's very significant, and it's very important, because, as I said, with that nurse in the Nyiragongo, in Nyiragongo territory, in the camps of Kanyaruchinya, and he's always helping others. He's saying he's staying in the same area, and with the same situation, but he has knowledge, because he was a nurse in Ruchuru, and when he fly with his family, he saw that there is people which were in need of help, on sanitarian help, and he helped a lot. And he's not himself. There are so many in the same situation, and they are trying to build kind of local drug shop, where they are giving to people some to people in the situation of displacement like them, some help, and some medicine, and some knowledge. And this, it's not only on the area of health
And medicine.
sanitation. Yes, because we have also so many volunteers which are working on sanitation, for example, and they are trying. They are trying without the help of NGOs, and without the help of fundraiser and whatever. They are only organize themselves, and they are trying to build some small toilet, and to make sure that they live in human condition like other people. We have also on other area, like the area of building, and in the area of building, we have some people which are using wood to build something. I don't know how to explain it, but it's a kind. They are using piece of wood to build a kind of 1 meter to 2 and to help family to live there, because there are a family which can't be able to build something like that, and they are trying to build for like for people, for families which has only children without their parent, and for family, for example, which lost the husband, and it only the wife, which is with small kid, and they are doing it also for old people, which are not able to help themselves, and they are doing it with their own money, with their own material, and with their own products. They are trying to collect everywhere they can to try to solve the situation. It's not only on that area, because last time I recorded also a kind of young people which saw that there are so many children, and as the government didn't provide school for them, and they're trying to give them the opportunity, like to watch some medicative film, to give them the opportunity to be distracted, and to have a kind of occupation, to be helpful. Another one, and this is the amazing program, is a program which were built by women themselves in the camp of Luchagala, and those women are working on the ground, or are collecting money from their own pocket, from the agriculture activities they are doing in areas around around Goma, like Rusayu and others villages around, and they are collecting that money, and they are empowering other women with some money. It's not big, like it can be around
Right.
$10, but this is really helping others women to begin the small business, like selling charcoal, like selling cassava and whatever. And this is really helpful, and they are empowering themselves, and they are empowering. They explain me to my camera. I still have the images. They are saying that as there are so many of them which are going in the forest, and they are raped there, and with many militia, and so they are trying to give some occupation to women in the camp, to try to do some small business in the camp, and to try to live in good condition as much as possible. They can.
Go ahead, continue.
We have also an original idea, which is a radio which came from Sake, because people from Sake lived, all of them lived, because the bomb are always reaching Sake, from the M23, and a guy which called Ismail Kabuyaya, which is a journalist from Sake, fly with some of his materials, and came here and explained to other journalists, which help with like earphones and other things. And in the camp, he reopened a radio, and that radio which is giving the voice, and which is giving the opportunity to people to speak about their situation. It's not like, for example, like me and whatever, which are going there, but it's people and journalists which are IDPs, which are working in the IDPs camp, and with the IDPs radio, and they are doing a work to do some communication, some sensibilization about resilience, and about how to survive in that environment. And they are giving some information about disease and problem like monkeypox, like cholera, and other problem of health and of the community.
Yeah, Akilimali, I know you've been doing a lot of reporting on this. It's really important because what you're sharing is people who have been displaced from their villages. They're doctors, they're nurses, they're teachers, they're journalists, right? And now that they're in the displacement camps and around Goma, they're drawing on their skills to support their fellow displaced Congolese. So they're really the on the front lines. They're first to engage and bring support to people who've been displaced. And what the reporting that you're doing, and we can't wait until we get all those videos. I know you got a lot of videos on interviews that you've done, is that it really shows and demonstrates the agency that's being exercised in the face of the most catastrophic situation that one can imagine. So I think it's really important to get that story out, how it is that the people who are being displaced, they have skills. They're not, we talk about displaced people as if they're just like one blob and totally helpless, but they're bringing skills. And as you shared with us with that nurse who set up his own camp and used his skills to help his fellow displaced Congolese citizen. So I think that's a really important story to get out. Those who are in the camps and are assisting with little to nothing. So we're waiting for that. We hope you I know there's a question of equipment and all that for you to get that up, and but we'll be getting that out to folks here as well. We're running. We've spent quite a bit of time on the tragedy, and rightfully so, that occurred on Lake Kivu. Are there a few items that you wanted to touch on as well? The state of monkeypox, what's unfolding with the peace deal, which can, if it ever gets sees the light of day, can relieve the pressure, and so people can actually go back home. Share with us a few other items that are of concern to you, or that's being spoken about not only in Goma but nationally in the capital, Kinshasa, that you think people ought to be up to speed on and be aware of right now?
Okay, the first one is about monkeypox, because monkeypox is really dangerous and is making people. We had in the Congo recording many doses of vaccine which were begun, and this week, at the end of this week, the government, the provincial government, will begin the vaccination campaign against monkeypox. But the case of monkeypox are still rising, include first of all in South Kivu and in the province of the Equateur right now, and the situation is really bad and really dark.
South Kivu is one of the hardest hit areas, right? If I'm not mistaken.
Exactly, yeah. And it's one of the uncovered because so many journalists and folks are in Goma and in Kinshasa most of all, and others in Lubumbashi, and those areas are really uncovered because there is a problem also of accessibility, as you can know. We were speaking last time about the only way, which is right now the way to act is using the lake, and
right.
you saw what happened. And people in the world and even in the Congo, which are not informed, are seeing this problem of monkeypox like it's not a big problem, but it's an urgent, it's an emergency, it's a sanitary emergency here in Congo and in South Kivu, first of all, because it's where there is a lot of case, and the NGOs are not really in those area, are not really on the ground, like for example here in North Kivu, and this is making the situation to be worse and worse. And once again, there are some NGOs which began to working there. We hope that the situation will be great soon, but this situation is really bad. We have also another news about the situation in Congo. It's about the Francophonie and
yes,
yes, exactly, the Francophonie, which happened in France. And in that Francophonie, I will speak about three things.
Akilimali, just a sec, to give some people may not be familiar with the Francophonie, which is really the French soft power arm. It's the French corollary of the British Commonwealth. It's the rallying of quote unquote French speaking countries around the world under the banner of Francophonie. Basically, an avenue for promoting French culture, language, the whole bit. And Democratic Republic of Congo is a member of the Francophonie, right?
Exactly, and you have to know that the Democratic Republic of the Congo is the first country in the world to have more French speaker in the world, which is not even in France. And
the largest French-speaking country in the world, right? DRC.
Yes, exactly, exactly. Yes, the DRC. And this is the three things I will say is, first of all, is that the speech of the President Macron. The President of France, Emmanuel Macron, said about the situation and say that the situation is more worse and more dangerous and difficult to access for people in the world. And he say that the world needs a peace, in the Yemen, in the Palestine. He said
Mm-hmm.
the people need peace in
Ukraine.
in Ukraine, but he
Mm-hmm.
didn't mention Congo and Sudan. But for Congolese people, it were a really mess because it's a French country, the first French country in the
Ah.
world. And
Yeah.
when he said about that, he said he didn't mention anything about Congo. It means it's
About
a
peace in the
denial
Congo.
of what is happening. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a denial of what is happening in Congo. And after that, and what really shocked people, he organized a press conference when he
Mm-hmm.
said, I'm quoting him, for the situation in Great Lake African region,
Mm-hmm.
the Rwanda has to stop supporting the M23, and the Congolese government should organize a fight against the FDLR. And this
Okay.
really shocked so many people because the FDLR, it's only a word and the kind of group which is using by Rwanda to invite Congo and to take it. He were in Congo. He were in Congo, and he know what really happened, and he knows the situation because France has so many ambassadors, so many people here, and they are working here on the ground, and people can't believe that those words can coming
I
from
mean,
someone from other country.
they had to believe it. They've been saying it for the last 25 years. So you had to believe it. You know, yeah, I mean, the hypocrisy is just the stench. The stench of the hypocrisy is just so stunning. You know that uh, they listen. The to make the FDLR the equivalent of M23, right? You'd have to have Congo backing the FDLR in Rwanda, right? All this is happening in Congo. You know what I'm saying? There's no FDLR in Rwanda that Congo is backing, but there's the M23 in the Congo, right? That is being backed by 4,000 Rwandan soldiers that have displaced millions of Congolese, that have trapped the city of Goma, cut off main roads, that produce the kind of tragedies that we saw last week. So for Macron, this is happening in the Congo, right? This is happening in the Congo. So it's just what we see from Western leaders. They feel as if it's almost like in Palestine that some of them will say, well, there ought to be a ceasefire, right? Yeah, we want a ceasefire. We want a ceasefire in Palestine, in Gaza. But yet they keep giving military aid to Israel. They keep financing Israel. They keep, you
Exactly.
know, running political and diplomatic interference to cover the genocide that's being committed in Palestine. So they do the same thing in the Congo. They're like, oh, you know, Rwanda should stop backing the M23. And they even go further and make it a false equivalency of whatever, you know, connections there are between the Congolese military and the FDLR. So people who don't know a lot about the Congo, they should know the playbook, right? They should know that these Western leaders, they talk loud and say nothing. They put flowery words out there, but you have to look at their actions. Macron facilitated with the European Union 20 million or 20 million euros to Kagame. The European Union established a critical minerals deal with Kagame, all while Kagame is waging a war of aggression and plunder against the Congolese people that produces the effects that we saw last week. So, I mean, it's just mind-boggling that they just keep putting this nonsense out about Rwanda and Congo in some kind of false equivalency. The war is taking place in the Congo. It's being fought on the backs and bellies of Congolese women. and children. So, in any case, it just triggered me, Akilimali, by Bako's statement. But I know you had a few more. We got short, not much time to go. You had a few more things to share with us about the political landscape in the DRC and how some of these leaders may be trying to extend their stay in power, even though they just got into power. So can you share with us about the referendum and what and the thoughts about that the talks that are going on around that in the political class in Congo?
Exactly, and about that, you have to know that we have so many authorities here in Congo. Today, we have the former minister of health, which is calling Eteni Longondo, and is member of the UDPS, which is a presidential name party of Felix Tshisekedi, and he said today that the UDPS should stay on the power in DRC after 2028, and he said that this should pass by changing the constitution, because that constitution, it's not dealing by the Congolese people, and this should be a kind of liberation, because people should be liberated from this kind of change of constitution. And another one is the former general secretary of the same party, party of Felix Tshisekedi, which say that that his party promised to Congolese people that they will change the country, and that changement should pass by the changement of the constitution. And it's him who said a few weeks ago, few days ago, sorry, that that the Congo right now, 5 years, it's not enough for a president to lead the country, and they need more than 5 years, because it seems like the president is managing the country only for 3 years, because he has to spend so many time by organizing the country, and he has to spend 1 year and 1 year at the end for preparing the next election session, and this is
I thought it was the Electoral Commission that organized the elections, not the president.
Exactly, exactly. So they're saying it's only, and I think this should be the latest. I hope that Felix Tshisekedi will not follow them, or they will not deal together to do something like this, because as you can see in the Congo, I'm traveling a lot in the country, and in every part of the country, they are saying Felix Tshisekedi is not really doing enough, is not really solve the problem, because the problem generally and economically is the price is continue to grow, the price of product. We have the inflation of the Congolese franc, which is going to be more high every day after day. We have also the situation of roads in all the country generally, which are really bad, and in the bad situation. And for the 5 first years, there is no, I'm saying no, any national road which were built by the President Tshisekedi from his 5 first years. And he has so many problems, including the first one, which is the heart, which is in the heart of the Congolese government, is that he didn't solve the problem of the M23 and Rwanda, which is very important, and some parts of the Democratic Republic of the territory of the Democratic Republic of the Congo is under control of Rwanda with this proxy, which is the M23, and this is making people to be stressed and to be in hurry against the president Tshisekedi. And if he tries something like this, it could be a big disaster, like what recorded Joseph Kabila on his time.
Right.
And I hope he didn't forget, because he were one of leader of the opposition which
Right.
were leading that demonstration. And I hope he didn't forget, because we haven't 10 years before that happened. It happened on 2015 and 2016
Mhm. Right. Right. Absolutely. It sounds to me,
exactly.
Akilimali, like it's a prescription for Article 64. Uh, and that's what he's calling on.
Exactly,
You know,
exactly.
so
And with this situation, with the situation I explained you, it will be very difficult for him to change that constitution, first of all, because Congolese people are in have some value, and the first value
mm,
for Congolese people is that constitution. And for it, not that constitution, but the first value from many leaders and many population, and they are trying to develop, is to try as much as possible to make sure that the regime of election will be continuing with
mm,
people after another one and another one. And this is making to people to say he were elected officially or unofficially, no one
mm,
knows, but he were elected and he has the power right now. We have to give him that opportunity, and after that he has to leave. But if he
right.
say no, after that I will not leave, it will be
The,
a
the people
very
will make him
huge.
leave. The people will make him
Yes,
leave.
exactly.
That you can
Exactly, the
count
people
on.
will be in the street, and
Yeah.
he will not really solve the problem, and he will be in a very bad situation. And the small democracy Congolese people tried
Hmm.
to solve will be lost with his decision, his egoist decision, because he's not, and is that a professor uh, a Professor Kambale said that he's not the only person who can lead the country. We have also other people which has intelligence, probably more than him, which can lead the country and which can give
Hmm.
um, the opportunity to the country to be more strong and to be more participative. This is shortly, not shortly, but generally what happened about this situation of the changement of the
The
constitution,
Constitution.
because
Yeah.
it will be really difficult for him. It will be really difficult
Yeah,
for him, because
he'll be
all
really. Go ahead.
yes, because also the people in the Congo, most of people are living in North Kivu,
Mhm.
because the first province to have a lot of people, it's Kinshasa. The second is it's North Kivu,
Mm.
and the third is South Kivu, and those provinces are against him for many reasons. And in North Kivu, first of all, is a state of siege, and
Yeah.
he promised that the M23 will be he will ending with the M23, and the state of siege will be ending as soon as possible. And is that why people naively, for sure,
Mm.
voted for him on the last election? And finally, until now, the state of siege still
In place.
in place, and
Mhm.
also the M23 is going forward
Occupying
to
more
the
territory.
yes,
Yeah.
occupying more territory, and this is making people to be very upset. And for sure it will be very a very bad situation for him, because for Congolese people, you can touch many things, you can touch even the territory, but don't touch the constitution, because many people died for it
Hmm.
on on 20 on
2015,
2011,
right.
on 2015, and on
Mhm.
2017. And for people, they said we lost a lot of things, a lot of people for it, and we have to maintain it because there is no like something new which really is in need, but only politicians are in need to change it, to make sure, because when you have a new constitution, it means it's the same role, it's the same rule, but the game begins for everybody, because we say that the last constitution is cancelled with his person. It means he has the possibility, like the President Kabila, he has the possibility to come and to say my first mandate, and this will
Right.
be very, very, very difficult for him.
Yeah. Well, Akilimali, we've seen these constitutional coups in different parts of Africa, particularly in West Africa, and they don't end well
Mhm.
for the architect of those coups. So, if that's what Tshisekedi and the folks around him have in mind, they just need to look to West Africa, and they'll see what's in their future if they go down that path. Akilimali, thank you so much for joining us. You demonstrate the type of information that's there on the ground, on the front lines. You travel all over the country. You bring us such insightful information, not only about what's happening in the displacement camps in North Kivu or Ituri, but just really throughout the country. So we really appreciate you. And folks, we'll be getting more of Akilimali and voices from the front lines for Congo Week that's coming up. We encourage you to join us for Congo Week, October 13th through the 19th at congoweek.org. And we have some frontline voices right here with us in the United States. They just left Washington, D.C. From the Basanja Coalition. They were in New York in the previous week, the week before last, and Washington, D.C. last week, and now they're in Atlanta. So we encourage you to go and connect with them and hear directly from folks who are on the front lines of the conflict and front lines of the rainforest, the mining areas, and the urban areas like Kinshasa. Well, they're here in the United States for you to connect with them. They say folks don't talk enough about the Congo. Well, here are some Congolese frontline organizers, movement builders who are talking about the Congo. So we encourage you to come out and support them. And you can go to Basanja, BASANDJA. I don't know if .org. If Quito or Quadra can put it in the chat, basanja.org to keep up with the tour, congoweek.org to keep up with Congo Week. And then we just have special event, Akilimali. We're gonna you have to come for Congo in Harlem one year, where we bring Congolese filmmakers and journalists and activists and musicians, artists to Harlem, New York for film and event series. And that kicks off on October 13th, actually October 12th, and runs through October 19th. So congoinharlem.org. For those of you in New York, please come and check us out. Come and check out the Basanja Coalition members who will be at Congo in Harlem this year. So Akilimali, we finally did it. I think it took 2 weeks. So thank you very much for being with us and coming on and bringing us vital information. So everybody, thank you so much for being with us again. Free Congo, freecongo.org if you want to get involved, if you want to learn more, if you want to take action, if you want to join the movement, go to freecongo.org. Build this movement for free, liberated Congo, free, liberated Africa, free, liberated African world. Peace.